You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver.
What the hell is that?
Podcast.
Hello, Poots, you idiots, and hello. We're going to do a podcast, and, that's what we do here on the Thursday nights. It's Thursday night. It's time for podcasting. Hopefully you're all excited to listen to a show that we're recording now, and you'll listen to later. Poot the Bard is here. Beef the Legend is here. Tiger Bomb Tom is not, because he got sleepy last night and then didn't do a stream, and now he's got a stream tonight because boogity. It's not like we record this podcast every Thursday, and everybody knows that we record it every Thursday, but I got a stream to make up a stream. You're out of the band. You'll never be champ again. I don't acknowledge you.
Shit.
All in favor of firing Tom?
Nay?
I didn't ask for nays. I asked for all in favor. So you spoke up. That counts as an all in favor.
No, that's
Beef
not how
muttered a
Robert's
noise.
Rules of Order go.
That also counts as
I
all
was
in favor.
abstaining.
I said all in favor.
I'm
I
abstaining.
didn't say opposed. I didn't say abstentions. I said all in favor. And the two of you made noises, which counts for all in favor. Motion carries.
You spend the whole podcast
up,
making
Bert.
noises.
But nobody's calling a motion at that point.
Sorry, Tom. Checked in the mail.
That's
Got you
true.
here.
A severance. What's our severance package?
$0 a month.
Oh,
Tom, all you have to blame is Poot and Beef, because I didn't say beans after I said all in favor. They're the two that voted for all in favor. It's their fault, not mine. In your face, you big disgrace. I'm going to poop all over the place. Let's go ahead and do podcasting. I don't know what's happened the past week since we've not done podcasting. You guys are going to have to bring me up to date. Allegedly, Seth Rollins walked out of somewhere. Formerly Sasha Banks, once she got done filming The Mandalorian, which congratulations on 4 speaking sentences in that show, Sasha. Your acting career's really taken off. She's apparently going to farm off to Japan and be a kabuki.
yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is happening. I don't know what else is happening. Cody's facing Bork Lobster. Is anybody going to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash for a title?
No.
There's so much I don't understand what's happening. So you got to fill me in.
It's a lot of it. I think Beef would agree. Like, there's
I wasn't
a lot.
talking to you.
Boy, I love this
Go ahead.
podcast. Man, this is fun.
Just kidding,
Sorry.
Eeyore. Go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry,
bother.
be about Mike Bailey.
Oh,
See?
oh God, that tickled me. So I think a lot of stuff with WWE is in flux right now. Like, I just think like there's a lot of stuff where they're like, okay, let's get our baby legs back under us, because the fight. I've seen it with a lot of the I've seen it with a lot of the posts on social media and then on videos on YouTube and stuff. People obviously focusing on Vince McMahon coming back and putting his 2 cents in creatively, and how
Allegedly.
much allegedly. Well, it shook the fucking talent, man. Apparently, like, backstage, people are fucking actually fearful.
He shows up for 2 nights and people wet their pants in fear, which is fair, given that he is an absolute fucking human tornado. Absolutely. You know, if Vince McMahon shows up and says it's a gorilla 2 nights, of course I'm going to be panicking too. But he hasn't been back since. Things aren't terrible. Like, creative is not in a bad place right now. I'm not saying there's not reason to worry. I'm saying that there's not reason to worry right now.
There's not reason to panic in the currently present time.
Precisely.
So, can you explain to me the Seth Rollins alleged walkout? Is that a shoot? Is that a work? Was he legit upset? Did he get something blown out of proportion and now he's back and everything's hunky-dory? What happened with that?
I think it's frustration.
So it was a legit walkout then?
Yeah, so allegedly he did a spiel on the night after WrestleMania Raw. His spiel was singing his theme song and then going away.
Yeah.
No call outs, no like physicality. That was that.
It was being. You remember when Jericho came back and like high-fived people and was hyped and then walked out?
Sure, yeah.
Kind of.
He had the crowd to cheer,
vibe.
didn't say a word, and left. Yeah.
Had that vibe.
Like, they don't know what to do with him, and they clearly don't. At this juncture, he's too good for the mid card, but like they don't have room in the main event because there's one belt, and it's being held hostage by a part-timer. Acknowledge that.
Wow.
Every one of you pissbag motherfuckers that are like, Brock Lesnar's holding the title hostage. I don't like him because he's holding the title hostage.
Is this fucking
He's
Hank
a
Hill talking
part-timer,
about this?
and it's not fair. You know what? You know what's not fair? You know what's not fair? Brock Lesnar's a legit combat fucking athlete. Where he goes, ratings follow, clout follows. Roman Reigns is an actor who ran away because he was worried. All right, I'll walk
fucking
back. He run away.
I was gonna say you're getting real fucking heated.
I thought
I
thought you were gonna.
I'll walk it back.
Like heal up on him real good.
Yeah.
I'll walk that one back. He didn't walk. He did what he thought was best for his health. In the time, I get it. Like, we all did. Like, fucking 2020, 2021 was a crazy fucking time. I understand it. All that being said, Roman Reigns is not a legit combat athlete, okay?
Combat?
Roman Reigns isn't a fucking legend that can just waltz into shows when he pleases. Roman Reigns is a guy... Roman Reigns is John Cena 2.0. Roman Reigns is the guy that was shoved down our throats for so long that we were like, oh my God, just turn him heel. And they turned him heel and we're like, yes, this is great. This is awesome. But now he's being shoved down our throats again. And we're all like, ugh. And he's never at shows. Paul Heyman's always like, I have the tribal chief on speed dial. I just talked to the tribal chief. They're doing what they can, man. But Jesus Christ, like, everybody bitched about Brock Lesnar holding the title hostage. I bet, per capita, Brock Lesnar probably had more title reigns in his defense than Roman Reigns has had in his last 3 years. And it's unjust. All of this is to say that Seth Rollins, who is one of the greatest wrestlers of our generation, not to mention one of the best talents, is being squandered.
I feel like he's not being. I feel like squandered is a really heavy term. I think that, and it might just be saying the same thing with just a slightly different way, but I feel like. I don't feel like squandered is right. I feel like he's being mishandled, I think would be a better way, because he's over. People love him. People tune in for him. People will cheer for him. People will sing along with his song. He sells merch. He's always entertaining, always puts on a good match. I don't think he's being mishandled because he has been in high spots and big programs. He has.
You know what? I was sitting the other day and I couldn't remember if Seth Rollins beat Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
No, wow.
That tells you all you need to know.
Man, like it's more the fact that it was there, and like they trust him to handle someone like Logan Paul. Yes, is Logan Paul doing a really good job? Absolutely. We've talked about that hither and yon. However, I think.
Who the fuck is hither and yon?
Hither and well, yeah, I guess that was kind of. We've talked about it ad nauseum. We've talked about it for a while. However, I think that like Seth Rollins is a trusted person to get either to make other people have a good program, have good matches, and he's always put in like upper mid or top card stuff. It's just he doesn't win. And we've said before, and we have to fucking stand by this statement, is that you know, Seth Rollins can eat all the pins in the world and still look like $1 million.
Well, and again, it's not him losing that's the problem. It's him not being used. So, to answer Ransom's question, was it a legit walkout? It seems like it. Could it have something to have, could have something to do with the man sitting at Gorilla that night that arrived 30 minutes before the show and, wreaked havoc on an entire roster? Absolutely.
Maybe.
Absolutely. But he's been back to work. He's been doing work since. He had a great match with The Miz. Surprise, surprise, The Miz and fucking Rollins having a great match. I know, right? But like, he has no direction. And like, as far as Backlash goes, like, there's no title card on the fight. The closest thing they'll have to a main event will probably be Cody versus Lesnar, maybe the 6-man tag or the Bad Bunny match, whatever it ends up being.
Ugh.
I mean, I get it, man. You're Puerto Rico, right? That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Like you're leaning on it, and I get it because Bad Bunny's a hell of an athlete. And again, like, he's another guy that showed up and was better than expected at WrestleMania, whatever that was. So, and like, there's definitely some strings to pull with him and Damian Priest. Like, I get it. But like, I feel like Backlash will be a fun event, but I also feel like there are no, there's no stakes.
But I mean, coming off the heels of WrestleMania, like, were you expecting a lot of heavy stakes for WrestleMania Backlash? Do we ever?
Why do they call it WrestleMania Backlash if there's not some sort of something?
It's not WrestleMania Backlash. It's just Backlash.
Well, Backlash. I mean, but everybody knows. Like, everybody knows what that means. It's like, it's Backlash from WrestleMania.
Well, it was Backlash before it was WrestleMania Backlash. It only did. I'm just saying that the WrestleMania Backlash is stupid, and I'm glad they've gone away from it.
Yeah. Can I issue a complaint?
Sure.
Always.
Like Beef said, Roman Reigns is not a legit fighter. Roman Reigns is not an attraction like Brock Lesnar. It seems like at this juncture, with him not having a title match at every pay-per-view, it's just kind of like, all right, let's ride out the clock. Let's ride out the clock 2,000 days. Let's ride it out. He doesn't. We don't have to put him in a storyline with anybody. Ride out the clock. He doesn't have to show up at Backlash. He doesn't have to show up at Great Balls of Fire or Inferno or, Falafel McHootenstein, whatever the next stupid pay-per-view is. It's not one of the big four. Like, I hate that.
You
like,
say
with Brock
Falafel
Lesnar,
McHootenstein?
Whatever. Could have been.
I'm here for it.
How do you know my drag
Brock
name?
Lesnar, he was an attraction. So, like, when he went away, people had complaints about, like, him not being around, yes. But at the same time, he was a bigger deal. He was an attraction. He was a legit fighter, yada, yada, yada. But like Beef said, Roman Reigns is not that. So why put 2 titles on him? Like, Seth Rollins could be a guy that could have one of those titles. He could have the WWE Championship. Let Roman Reigns carry the dumb Universal into 1,000 days. That's something that Seth Rollins could do. Pow, WWE Champion. Boom, easy. Believable. Lots of people he could feud with.
Well,
I don't like it. I don't like this whole, he's not here. Like, I got the tribal chief on the phone. Exactly like you said, Beef. Like, they're riding out the clock.
I mean, they're riding out the clock, but they're doing the same thing that, I think it's the same ethos that MJF has with what he's doing in AEW, but just done poorly. MJF, in numerous interviews, has said, why the fuck would I go out there and put myself on the line when I don't have to? I don't have to. You have to pay to see me wrestle. You're not going to see me wrestle on the weeklies. Now, admittedly, for the argument, I'm just saying this, Yes, MJF is there every week. He cuts promos. But if you look at the past AEW, he was on screen for about 3.5 minutes. And then he was done.
Yeah, but Backlash is a premium live event. So that's not a weekly. Where's Roman Reigns?
It's a premium live event, but come on, man. Like, we're not putting it in the same league as SummerSlam or WrestleMania or Survivor Series.
Those are the big four. But at the same time, they call all of them premium live events. They don't acknowledge any of the other ones being any bigger of a deal except for WrestleMania. We acknowledge SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Rumble, and Mania as the big four. But WWE never publicly acknowledges that, at least not presently. They may have in the past, not presently though. So Roman Reigns isn't showing up on any of the premium, or not showing up on this premium live event. He has 2 freaking belts. Why does he need 2 belts to not show up and do anything?
I think Ransom struck a chord and said they're running out the clock. And I see what you're saying, Poot, that absence makes the heart grow fonder.
I mean, kind of. That's what I'm saying. I think it's just okay. Yeah, no, I'm not. That wasn't a frustrated. Okay, I'm like,
which, as I finished ranting about a few minutes ago, like, clearly is not something that the WWE fans experience. They want to see that title defended every 30 days, like it's supposed to be. There were superstars who were stripped of the title because they couldn't defend it within 30 days. And all of a sudden that rule's just gone. Just making up the rules as they go.
Oh, sure. I mean, the winner of the Royal Rumble was supposed to have the main event at WrestleMania, and, how many times has that gotten thrown out the window?
It's true. It's true.
This past WrestleMania it did.
Well, people will always be like, well, the Women's Royal Rumble isn't the real Royal Rumble. And whatever.
It
is a Royal Rumble.
2 Royal Rumbles, 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Yep.
You can have each Rumble winner on one night. Like,
yeah.
It's not like they're having two Rumble winners and 1 night of Mania. Okay, now you're arguing.
Rhea and Charlotte showed that they absolutely should have main evented night 2. Not that I have night 1. Not that I have a gripe with Owens and Zayn winning on night 1. I think both matches were incredible, and I think either one was suited to win. Here's kind of where I'm going. Well, here's what I'm saying. So MJF keeping the title away is a heel move. It's MJF saying, you don't deserve me. So I'm going to do the contractual least that I can to stay with this title. I am going to show up when the money is the biggest, when the lights are the brightest, because that's what I deserve. Not what you deserve, that's what I deserve. And then he cheats to win by using heel tactics, which again, I'm here for that. Roman Reigns is not using cheap heel tactics to win. Roman Reigns is getting interference after interference after interference after interference. I don't remember the last time Roman Reigns won a match without interference from somebody in his family.
Well, could that be part of the longer storyline of having like his downfall be, the bloodline is dissolved or the bloodline is poisoned at this point?
I am all for long-term booking.
Get what
I do. I'm all for long-term booking, but at the same time, this is the fucking TikTok generation, man. Like, 3 years of this crap, I'm done with it. I'm over it. I am so over Roman Reigns. Because, I don't want to keep talking about this and talking about it, because, I could go on. But, like, Roman Reigns losing to Cody was the story. That was the only story. This whole hamstringing of the bloodline and it fucking just kind of tweakling through the fucking the cracks. The cracks are starting to show. Jesus Christ, the fucking cracks are starting to show on a new $300,000 home that was built last month. If we have to wait another 20 years for Roman Reigns to finally be fucking dethroned, note, I'm being, I'm not saying he's going to take fucking 20 years. My point here is that it's taken too long. In this day and age of instant gratification, they waited too long to pull the trigger on this thing. And I don't care who beats Roman. I don't care what happens. It's not going to be as over or as big of a pop as Cody would have had at WrestleMania. It could be anybody. Fucking CM Punk could come in. Fucking
I don't know
whoever.
about fucking that, man.
Anybody.
You're really puffering right now.
You could tell me that my favorite wrestler in the world, which is probably CM Punk, Kenny Omega. You can tell me Kenny Omega comes over at SummerSlam and beats Roman Reigns, and I'm still gonna say Cody would have been a bigger deal at WrestleMania. I just like it was you know.
I feel like that's a lot of conjecture, dude. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not trying to be difficult.
Wait till the story's over. Wait, you know what? Like, again, fucking TikTok generation, man. And I'm not saying you got a book for them. Again, I'm a man who appreciates old school stuff. I'm a man who appreciates long-term booking. But 3 years is about as long-term as I'm going to fucking appreciate. You know, I'm not looking for a fucking San Martino reign. I was bored with Roman before Zammy. I'm bored with Roman again. This is just horse crap. Absolutely, Roman should have surrendered one of the titles. One of the titles should go to Raw. Roman can keep the other one. Roman can fucking draw on, you know, a fucking table napkin with the fucking crayons. I don't care. I don't care what Roman Reigns does. Roman Reigns can go and be in Hollywood. I don't care, man. He could walk around being a motivational speaker for leukemia survivors. I don't give a fuck what Roman Reigns does. I want Roman Reigns to lose the title and move along.
Can I tell you what I think happened?
Sure.
Taking a silence as yes. I think when Cody Rhodes was coming back, they saw, okay, this is prime opportunity. We'll get Cody Rhodes back. We'll have a big Mania debut. It'll be great. He'll have some things spin up through the year. And at next Mania, pow, he's the big guy that takes off for Roman Reigns. I don't think when they were planning that out, they had that vision of the 1,000-day reign in their minds. I don't think they were paying attention to that until things started to tick forward. Cody got injured. People started talking about how many days Roman was champion. And then I think that became more of the shiny, fun object for whoever in the back to go, oh, okay, well, over here at this point, Cody was the shiny new object, and we all liked that. But now the 1,000-day reign thing, that's the shinier new object because Cody's hurt. Everybody's talking about how many days. We want Roman Reigns to be in holding that title for 1,000 days. So whatever we had planned before, throw it out the window. We don't care about that. This is the shiny new object we want to focus on. That's the way it feels to me.
So you're
because
saying
I think this quote unquote long-term booking or whatever that they're talking about, I think they're writing it as like they haven't booked it out long-term at this point. Long-term booking is going, okay, we're going to go A, B, C, D, E, F, end. What they're doing now is going, all right, we're going A to B. All right, now we're gonna start over again and go A to B again. All right, now we're gonna start over A to B again. Like I think they're currently writing the long-term story. I don't think they know where it wants to go. I don't think they know where they want to go with it. That's the way it feels to me.
So what you're saying is it's the same impetus of how this came about. It's the same way that the Undertaker streak came about. It was like someone just realized, oh yeah, he's won 10 WrestleManias. Let's keep this shit going.
I think so. Like I think he started winning, and no one really paid attention until someone started bringing up like, oh hey, Roman Reigns is champion for 700 days. Oh hey, Roman was champion for 800 days, and then someone was like, oh. Hey, let's do a 1,000-day reign. Who cares what else we had talked about before? Who cares what else we had planned before? Let's do this 1,000-day reign. That's what we want to focus on. And then whatever happens after that, we'll figure it out at that point.
I think Cody's injury kind of flubbed everything up. I think they had sights on splitting the championships and getting him one of those belts, probably the WWE title. And I think that him injuring kind of changed that timeline. So they're like, fuck it. So yeah, I think that there's probably a couple audibles been called. You know, and you know, I remember the story that came out February, March, where, you know, they're like, all the internet reporters are like, Vince McMahon asked Triple H to keep Roman Reigns champion for a long time. And everyone's like, oh boy, here we go. Vince is interjecting. Turns out that was something that he asked him before he left last year. He knew he saw the writing on the wall, and he said, Triple H, do what you fucking want. Here's my only fucking request. Do this because it makes sense. Triple H goes, well.
Who said this?
Vince.
Okay.
And Triple H goes, well, okay. I mean, if that's, if that's the least I can do to kind of placate you, whatever. Because allegedly, going back to last fall, the plan was never for Roman Reigns to lose at WrestleMania. So, which is, again, it just blows my mind because Cody literally tore part of his muscle off and was like, no, you know what? I'm going to be a professional and I'm going to honor my commitment for the fans. How you don't immediately go, this guy needs to be our fucking champion the minute he gets back is beyond me. But, regardless, it is what it is. Cody's probably going to beat Brock at Backlash and then, be on track for facing Roman at SummerSlam. And he'll probably get his WrestleMania moment at SummerSlam because they're trying to make a big deal that SummerSlam's as big as WrestleMania. As big as WrestleMania, if not bigger. It's at Ford Field, after all. I don't know, man.
I have a problem then. Like, I'm following your line. So my problem is with what you're saying. I'm following on your line of how events transpired, right? My problem then is, if they knew when Vince was exiting, when was that? Last what?
May? Okay. So they knew in May Vince was exiting. And he said to Triple H at that point, hey, do me this solid. Keep the belt on Roman for 1,000 days. Long time. Whatever he said.
1,000 days. Long time. Rick and Morty.
100 years. What was the point of having Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble then? I think there would have been less animosity if somebody else had won the Rumble.
Yeah, but
because then they probably would have gone into Mania thinking, oh, okay, there's a very good possibility that Roman Reigns is going to hold on to this title. We're not expecting Cody to win.
What would you have done with Cody?
Why not?
Then?
I don't know. Have him win the next year's Royal Rumble. Like, do something. Like, I think it was a waste. It was a waste of a Rumble win. It was a waste of a WrestleMania match because they're not going to keep, like Beef said, they're going to blow WrestleMania or the WrestleMania spot that should have been at a different pay-per-view and give Cody both or one of the belts at a different pay-per-view when it should have happened at Mania. I would have been much more tolerant if Roman beat somebody else. Seth Rollins. Nah, he was in something with somebody else. Whatever the case may be. I don't care. Roman beat somebody else at this year's WrestleMania, and I wait another year for Cody to win the Rumble and then take the belt at WrestleMania 24.
Absolutely not.
I would have been fine with that because I think that's a bigger deal.
I can't. I'm done with Roman, honestly. And it's not just me. I believe that, like, when Sammy left, so did all of the charisma in the bloodline. Like, what else you got? Jimmy and Jey Uso saying Uso a lot, driving their cars drunk. Solo Sikoa pulling up Umaga's fucking bones and being like, I'll just take this. Fucking Paul Heyman doing what Paul Heyman's been doing for the better part of fucking 20 years.
Yakking.
Which is being the best corner man in the business. There's no soul left in the bloodline. And I get it. The story was never about Sammy. The story was never about Cody. The story is about the bloodline. But
hell, break the bloodline up and have freaking Jey Uso face Roman at Mania 23.
That's an endeavor.
Then at least that would have been something.
By God, sir, I can't abide any longer with Roman Reigns. I'm done with this. Like, the sooner there's a draft coming up next week. Why they do a draft before a premium live event is beyond me. I think this is the second or third time they've done that. Like the week before a live event, they're like, "Hey, let's shake up the rosters." Yeah, so that you can only book one fucking, so you can only book 1 week in advance. Great idea.
All right, I'm gonna be the shucksy doodle guy of all this, as is tradition. I'm kind of glad that they're shaking up the rosters and doing this. I'm kind of glad.
I'm going to withhold judgment until I see what's come of it.
That's what I'm saying, man.
If it's a true brand split, like they did, before in whatever years that was, when it was strictly the Raw people on the Raw stuff, strictly the SmackDown people on the SmackDown stuff, fine. I can get with that, and I can be happy with that. But if it's this like, oh, we're going to shake up the rosters, but people are showing up wherever the fuck they want to show up because who cares, and wild card, whatever the hell. No, that's pointless.
I mean, how can you, though, with what is basically one world title and one set of tag team titles? Like, how can you?
Yeah, but
absolutely.
Fucking, this is gonna be a stupid statement. We have the IC belt. Bring back the fucking European Championship.
Well, they still have the United States title. Like, I understand.
Split those two mid card. I mean, those two are already split. 100%. But split the tag team titles up. Split the two world titles up. Go back to the days where you had Raw tag team champs, SmackDown tag team champs, and a main champ on each show. Do that. You have all the belts already.
Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, but they won't, because the fucking Roman Reigns thing. It's they have never put in this kind of terrorizing.
Oh no.
They have never put in. Yeah, there's a knockout on Impact called Terrorizing, and I just
wow.
WWE
Where the hell are you
never
watching Impact?
Access.
Oh, okay.
They have never put this kind of manpower and steam behind anybody like they have Roman Reigns. And
John Cena.
Not even.
Absolutely. He lost the title more than Roman has, but he won it back a lot more, and he was in the main spotlight longer than Roman has been.
I would challenge that. I don't have the specific numbers here, but I know that Roman has been part of, not counting COVID Mania, I think he's been part of every main event Mania up until then. No, there may have been one. WrestleMania 35. That was when he came back from leukemia. I think he beat Lashley. No, Balor faced Lashley. I forget who he beat. But he wasn't in the main event that night because the women were. But like 31, he was. 32, he was. 33, he was. 34, he was. 36, I think, was COVID Mania. 37, he was. 38, he was. 39, he was. He has been the spotlight of as many WrestleMania main events as Hulk Hogan, if I'm not mistaken, which is more than John Cena.
All right.
And I know that that's incredible to say, but it's true. And the difference is Hogan, for all of his fucking faults, was over pretty organically. Cena,
well, that's true.
For all of his faults, got over organically. He stayed over because of the machine, but he got over organically. Reigns never got over organically, except for that one night at the Royal Rumble, because the crowd was pissed off that there was no Daniel Bryan. That was the only reason he got over. Other than that, he has been on the shoulders of Vince and Kennedy McMahon. He is Vince's pet project. He is Vince's ego. He is, at this point, Vince's legacy. And I know that these are all outlandish claims, but the more you look at it, the more that you look at his stats on top, the more it just screams that, like, he part and parcel, he is Vince McMahon in a wrestling ring. For better, for worse. So, like, I feel like that's why they're being so delicate with him. I keep reading reports that he wants to go to Hollywood, and I keep praying that he does. I wouldn't mind seeing Roman Reigns every couple of WrestleManias, or every once in a while, to fight somebody. I don't want to see Roman Reigns walking around wrestling 4 times a year being the champion.
At this point, I really don't understand why there's still 2 belts and why he has both.
I couldn't agree more.
I can't rationalize that in my head.
It was a It was a novelty when it happened, but you're right. He doesn't need it. Like it stopped being a novelty.
It's funny because the IWC screamed for years, please, please, please unify the titles. Give us the undisputed belt back. And Vince was like, all right, fine, fuck it, let's do it. And now we're like, wait, this is a bad idea. Not because it was a bad idea, I don't think, but because it has not been handled the best. If Roman Reigns was at every PLE defending the belt, if Roman Reigns was winning without the bloodline, even if it meant a rake of the eye every now and again, a low blow every now and again, and God forbid, a clean victory every now and again, if Roman Reigns, if we had the Roman Reigns of 2 years ago, who was showing up, doing the work, getting the job done, in shifty ways somehow, yeah, of course, but it wasn't constant. It's just every match is the same fucking story. And here's the other part of it.
It's always bloodline showing up.
Here's the part of it. It's not like it's making Roman look weak, because he would have gotten beat by the fucking what's Cody call that move?
Crossroads?
Yes. He would have gotten beat by Sami Zayn's Saluva kick. He would have gotten beaten by these moves if not for the bloodline. It's making him look weak. Lesnar, he would have fucking lost to Lesnar if not for the bloodline. They're not making him look strong.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I've thought that for a while. And I'm not trying to tap myself or blow smoke at you. Like I legitimately have. I haven't said anything about it just because, like, when we talk about it, it never crosses my mind. But like every time I see him win, I keep thinking to myself, like, boy, when was the last time that Roman won clean? Or not even clean, but like won by himself, without any interference, without anybody coming down at some point within the match and causing a distraction. Like, I would be fine with Roman winning in, shit-eating heel ways like MJF does. Like, at least he's doing it on his own at that point. But you're right. It makes him look weak. He doesn't look like a dominant champion.
Well,
he looks like a guy who's like, well, if the bloodline wasn't there, he's fucked. He's fucked on so many different occasions.
Last year's SummerSlam, or last year's Royal Rumble, when he passed out Seth Rollins, was a great example. A great heel win. He didn't make Seth Rollins tap. He didn't beat Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins passed out. The year before that, at WrestleMania, when he stacked up Daniel Bryan and Edge, I don't remember what transpired to that point. I remember him pinning both of them on top of each other. That's the Roman Reigns that we deserve. The Roman Reigns that we're getting now, again, is worse than Brock Lesnar. Than he was in his height of part-timeness. He's almost akin to Goldberg.
Wow. You better be careful. Tom might just show up in here and fucking throw a shit fit. Oh my God.
Pay me. Let me hold the title. Pay me some more. I'll see you in 2 months. And I get that he appears a little bit more than Goldberg. And he is, he's not there, but he's also not there every week. And I think that a good champion should be visible. Even though MJF isn't having matches, he's there. He's cutting promos on Dynamite. He's interfering in matches. He's making his presence felt, even though he doesn't have to defend his belt. And that's why it's working.
And I think it's a waste too, because WWE has a prime opportunity for him to be able to show up every week and be on television, and he doesn't even have to speak. Like, he doesn't even have to have Paul Heyman speak for him. He doesn't have to cut a promo. Like, if you have the Usos or one of the Usos out there wrestling, or you have Solo Sikoa out there wrestling, you can have Roman Reigns come down and be at ringside. He's on camera. He's visible.
They just always show him on the stupid fucking couch. He doesn't even get under ringside.
But he should, though. Like, he should. He should be at ringside. Even if he's interfering on their behalf. Like, I'm happier with that than getting Roman Reigns backstage sitting on a couch. Because Lord knows how many times you could film, several weeks of that in advance. Change your shirt, film a thing. Change your shirt, film a thing. Like, who knows if he's even at those shows?
Well, and the thing I'll say is this: like, I get that they're going for a fucking Godfather thing. Like, he's the tribal chief, so he doesn't have to have his hands involved in all of this, and I get it. But it's just.
But he needs to be dominant then.
I agree.
If it was a true Godfather thing, Roman Reigns should not have to be being saved every single title defense by the Bloodline. He should be able to handle his shit.
Yep.
Whether it's a clean handling your shit or whether it's a smarmy heel way of handling your shit, he should be able to handle his shit without needing the Bloodline to help him in order to keep those titles. That's what they're doing.
Okay. Yep. Okay. There's two things here. Number one, I think the reason that we are complaining about the way that they're doing this with Roman Reigns is because we have MJF. Number two, and we see how it's done in a way more entertaining way. You know what I mean? It's like you think that your car that you have is the greatest fucking thing in the world, and then you get a new one and you go, oh, this is fucking great. Number two.
I disagree with that point. I just disagree. One real quick thing for that point. I don't watch the weeklies at AEW. I have no idea what MJF is doing on the weekly basis, and I'm still upset with Roman Reigns.
Number two. I really hate to say this because I'm just gonna get lambasted by the two of you, but we were not long ago in memory we were going, finally they're doing something fucking great with Roman Reigns, and now we're fucking complaining, and I'm like, no, hold on. I will say this. Should Roman Reigns be able to handle his shit on his own? Absolutely, you're right. Aside from the fact that he's in really good shape, some of the best shape of his career, especially when he came back, the whole Bloodline thing started. You're right. And you're sitting here, if it is supposed to be a Godfather thing, he should be able to handle his own shit. Mafia Dons have everyone underneath them to do the shit for them. And the second anyone gets to them, they die. That's the point. And I think
Mafia bosses don't need saved, though.
But the reason is because they have a legion of people in front of them to throw in front of bullets. The second that legion's gone.
But the problem is... No, Poot is right in the sense of that's what the Mafia does. This is wrestling. If Roman Reigns was giving the title to somebody and saying, go defend this belt for me, that would prove Poot's point. By saying, I don't need to do this, I have the underlings to do it for me. Roman's not getting it done himself. The Godfather gets stuff done, either by his own hand or through his underlings. He doesn't have his underlings save him at every single turn.
Yeah,
so it's not an apt comparison by saying, well, the Godfather has this.
Poot, I got an apt comparison for you. About us, giving him props out of one side and talking about the other. Let's say you have a local pizza joint that you love, and you're like, man, this is the greatest pizza joint in the world. It wasn't always the best, but now it's really come into its own, and this is fantastic.
You're talking about Mabel's. I got it.
It went through my mind. But let's say then, after you supported this pizza, and you're like, yeah, this is great. They change up the recipe. And you're like, this is just not as good. Like, it's still okay, but it's just not as good because you knew what it was. You knew what it could be. That's what we're doing here. Because we know how dominant Roman Reigns could be without the constant interference. And I'll go so far to say this. I think that we all tolerated the constant interference of the Bloodline because we knew it was going somewhere. Oh, maybe it's going to be Sami Zayn. Oh, nope, Bloodline. Oh, it's going to be Cody. Nope, Bloodline. Who? What now? And again, that circular, we're back at, they missed the mark. I don't care who you ask. I don't care what they do at SummerSlam. I'm assuming that's when Roman's going to lose. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he loses at Crown Jewel or whatever they're calling it now.
No.
Maybe he loses at SummerSlam. Maybe, I don't know. The point is, he's not going to make it to next year's WrestleMania. And now we're left with something that's going to fizzle. It's either going to be Cody at the wrong place at the wrong time, or it's going to be something that doesn't make any fucking sense. Even if it's, let's say, devil's advocate. Let's say it's fucking Walter, okay? Let's say Gunther takes the title off of him at SummerSlam.
All right.
Which would be awesome, right? Great. I don't think it would be as big of a deal as it would have been at WrestleMania 39 in front of 80,000 people at SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, but if we sit here and just constantly lament the past, we're never gonna fucking enjoy anything. Like, that's the thing.
I need to.
We can complain and whine that it didn't go the way it went. We all had the same thing. Hell, I did too. In my opinion, it didn't make fucking sense. It didn't make fucking sense that Cody Rhodes didn't win. I will agree with you on that. But if we just sit here and we do, like someone else, like a Gunther, like, whoever goes up against a Seth Rollins, whoever takes the belt off him, I feel like everyone's going to go, should have been Cody, meh. And it's like, who cares? It should have been Cody. Let's move on. Like, I know that sounds like
right, but that's not our fault. That's not our fault. That's the fault of WWE.
Okay,
building this grandiose storyline, and then letting a fart out in church, and then being like, wait, we're gonna fix it, and we're all like, this is good, but fucking quote Pedro, your life is good, but it could have been better. Like, come on, man. Like, I hear what you're saying.
I need to parry one of Poot's points. What was the point that you made about loving Roman Reigns and then hating Roman Reigns? Because a shit ton of talking has happened since then, and I forgot. What did you say?
All I said was that it was like, it's not long ago that we were saying how great Roman Reigns is, and now we're not. Now we're just like, this sucks.
Okay, thank you. So I need to parry that, because back then, it was great. When Roman Reigns first turned heel, it was great. When he was winning matches on his own, it was great. When it changed from Roman Reigns being able to handle it on his own and winning on his own and being dominant on his own to being constantly saved by the bloodline, like Beast Pizza analogy, it changed. It was good back then. It's not good anymore. So we're not talking out of both sides of our mouth on this. They changed the recipe. They changed what Roman Reigns was. He was a dominant heel champion. He was doing dominant heel things. When he was berating the Usos into joining him and beating down his family and showing no mercy, that was good heel Roman Reigns. That's what everybody wanted, and that's what everybody loved. But then when it turned into this bloodline saves Roman Reigns heel fest, that's not what anybody wants. And people were tired of it. And it was interesting again when Sammy came along. But then once Sammy was again gone from the recipe, it went back to, this isn't what we want from Roman Reigns. This isn't what we like from Roman Reigns. And we're not here for it anymore. So it changed. Roman Reigns was a good heel at first, not anymore.
Okay, well, and that's fine, but I feel like if he would have just kept dominating on his own, we would find some reason to go. We would have found some reason to go, well, they're just making him unbeatable. They're just making him, no one's ever going to beat him. He's just wiping the floor with everybody. Oh, it's making the rest of the bloodline look weak. There's so much in Solo Sikoa. Oh, there's so much in the Usos if they would just get out of their own way.
Now you're just what-ifing it to death.
I know I'm what-ifing it because it would happen regardless.
No, not necessarily. You're essentially saying bullshit what if argument was if Cody would have won at WrestleMania and beaten Roman Reigns for the title, somewhere along the line we would have been like, well, Roman should have held on to the title for 1,000 days. Oh, Roman should have held it until WrestleMania 2024. No, we fucking wouldn't have. You can take your words, shove them up your ass. There's no fucking way that would have happened.
People would have been like, man, in retrospect, down the line, I guarantee you people would have been like, man, Roman would have really made a lot of history if he would have just made that 1,000-day mark. That would have come out of someone's face. It would have come out of someone's face.
Someone somewhere would have said
someone somewhere,
people.
One of us. I guarantee it.
No. Maybe you or Tom.
What are you squeaking over there for?
I love because you're the beef now. Listen, you ranting, getting all upset, fucking flustered and upset. I love it. I love it.
It's just because I think it's just because I'm like, I think it's just because there's nothing we can fucking do about it now. So why complain? Like, why bother? Roman's gonna get to his 1,000-day mark at King of the Ring, and then at some pay-per-view.
It's not called that anymore.
Huh? What are they calling it?
It's not called that anymore. I don't remember. But it's not King and Queen. It was because it was originally King and Queen of the Ring, and now they had to change it because Saudi Arabia.
They're calling it Fart of the Bart now. Anyway, my point is that it's just we cannot sit here and keep lamenting the fucking Cody loss. We can't.
Or shit, we can't. How many times have we sat on this stupid Discord and listened to one of us, not singling out one particular person, but at many different times, all four of us whine and bitch and lament and complain about our jobs, about something that happened in the past, or, oh, they screwed me over with this. But they're screwing me over with that. We fucking do it all the time.
Because that's real, actual life that hits us, not some wrestling show.
Well,
that's
what the fuck are we doing on this podcast then? Why don't we have a podcast about banking?
No, we don't. Okay.
No, tell me, man. You're telling me, okay, well, this is happening.
No, because every single week it's just going to be like, it should have been fucking Cody. It should have been fucking Cody. Yes, it should have fucking been Cody. It should have fucking been Cody.
You complain word fucking one when we were week after week lamenting and bitching about Vince McMahon fucking ruining wrestling. You were completely and utterly on board for that bullshit.
I sat there because he was constantly ruining, because that's ruining the fucking program. That's ruining the fucking program.
Okay, so this isn't, though. Whatever happened in the past. The program's not ruined anymore. It's fucking great. I can't wait for Backlash. That's what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's what you're fucking saying. I'm saying.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. Don't tell me I can't lament what didn't happen. I can fucking do whatever the hell I want.
But what if Gunther fucking wins the belt? Are you going to sit there and go, it should have been Cody?
No, I'm going to go, great. I'm super happy for Gunther. Someone's going to be like, hey, in your opinion, should Cody have won at WrestleMania? Yeah, he fucking should have. But are you still happy that Gunther won now? Yeah, fucking am.
I'm going to be that guy, regardless of when Roman Reigns, and it could be Cody that beats Roman Reigns. I'm still going to show up the next fucking week in the podcast going, nah, it should have been Cody.
No, and that's exactly, I'm not going to lie, Beef.
Beef would do that.
I'm not going to lie. That's exactly, I'm not arguing you. The whole point, actually, Ransom, the thing here is, I'm arguing that one sitting over there is going to do that. Like, I know you're not. Beef is. It's the same way he's coming in here all heated about fucking Roman Reigns being the worst thing that's ever happened to fucking wrestling right now.
Because I know how to fucking produce a fucking podcast, you schmuck. I know that fucking all of us going, oh yeah, this is great content. Well, we'll see you next time on the Pittsburgh Podcast. Bye, everybody.
I like how
man.
All right. Whenever next episode happens, I'm gonna fucking talk. Until then, you guys do it.
Very upset. Who's getting upset? Who's getting upset?
And the more that I'm sitting here laughing, the more he's getting pissed off. I can feel it. I can feel it. Because he knows my fucking eyebrows are peaked.
They are. Fucking peaked eyebrows.
All right,
I lost complete track of what else was going on. So other than Seth Rollins walking out, yeah, we covered that. Like
45 minutes later, here we are.
Yeah, but is there something else that's happening in wrestling, or do we just need to continue pissing Poot off?
No, I don't think that's going to be best for business.
No, it's not.
He's he's gonna have a blood pressure problem at some point. So we need to not drive him to a heart attack.
Dude, I think his heart is stronger than ever. If he's put up with us for as long as he has, and he hasn't pieced out yet, he's fucking made of titanium, that heart. Because but between you and me, at least, one of us should have driven him to a flat line by now.
You have no idea. Yeah. So what else? What else is happening on?
I don't know, man. Does something happen with AEW? I don't know. Is something else happening with WWE?
Yeah,
what else is going on?
I don't think it's going to behoove us to get into AEW at this point because because I think the stuff that we're going to be talking about on AEW is going to require some more time. Okay. What about the Trish Stratus heel turn? I think we all saw it coming. I'm a little pissed off that they waited so long for it, but don't
lament. He's going to get wound up again.
I guarantee you, he was probably getting ready to come back here. Like, all right, I'm back. He heard that shit. And he probably just fucking wound up all over again. So,
I love Poot. I'm so sad.
I mean, how do you not? I don't know how long the run's gonna last. No, I was debating how deep I want to go here, but like I don't know how long this runs. I don't know how long this run's gonna last with Trish, but how do you not make her a focal point of like what you have going on? I think that her and Becky is gonna be a fantastic feud. I don't know if it ends at SummerSlam. I don't know if it goes to Backlash. Maybe at London. I don't know, but maybe Jeddah. But like I think that she is an incredible heel. Trish Stratus
She's a better
is
heel than a face.
Absolutely. Trish Stratus is a face, has always been white meat, baby face.
White face,
baby meat. Yep. It's what they called me in college. Wow. Wow. But yeah, man, she is an incredible heel. I remember her first big turn at WrestleMania 20 when she turned on Chris Jericho and aligned with Christian.
Ooh,
and
that was
I was
so
like,
good.
I was like, oh, this is gonna fucking work. And like every time she's been a heel since then has been I've been satisfied. And she proved on Monday night that she had the chops to still go. Whenever it happens, fucking sign me up. Everybody got geeked out for Lita coming back. Lita's a has-been, with all due respect to her.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we saw at WrestleMania, she could not hold a candle to what Trish was doing. So, Lita's a nostalgia act. Good for her. But Trish Stratus, and I mean, the best part about a great heel is whenever they can say things that are true and make it sound like bad things, So like she talked about how the what you call them, the 4 horse people, I think, with them, they created the revolution, the women's revolution, and basically was like, nah, bitch, it was Trish Stratus, and she's 100% correct. Trish Stratus took the women's division out of the fucking dark ages and made it amazing. Not her alone, but her and Lita, amongst others. And then it kind of like rescinded, and fell back quite a ways. And then yes, the women's, the 4 horsewomen are probably absolutely responsible for the women's revolution. But again, like you can say things that are probably true and make them sound great. You're a good heel, and that's Trish is amazing. I'm absolutely here for this heel run. And like I said, man, I don't think that they need to take the belt off of Bianca necessarily.
No.
Because I think that this is one of those programs that can exist, like we always talk about, that can exist in a vacuum that doesn't need a title.
No. When you have someone the caliber, quality, and legendary, career.
Both of these women, honestly, both of these women, both Trish and Becky, have great accolades.
They do, but like okay, I'm not gonna butt. When you have these two together, you're right. This feud, this program, whatever you want to call it, this can all exist sans any sort of title. It doesn't need it. The story tells itself, and you don't need to have a title with it for it to mean a hell of a lot. Like, this can have a big enough impact without the need for a title. I think a title would just be an added prop to this storyline.
Agreed. Like, to the level of, like, you know, Goldberg taking the Universal title off of Owens at
Not needed
before that WrestleMania. Yeah, not at all.
Uh-huh.
Like, this program, and I get what you're saying though. Like, I'm not trying to be a detractor here, contrarian as Poot likes to call me. You know, she existed 20 years ago at the top of her game, and for her to still be here at the absolute top of her game, you know, is incredible. You know, so
speaks volumes.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, her, like, in my mind, the greatest women wrestler of all time, and I probably can't really be swayed too much on that. Versus, like, one of the top women wrestlers right now. Like, that's all the money. Again, I think it would have had a bigger impact at WrestleMania, but like especially the way that that night 2 went, where not a lot of fans went home happy with those matches. I understand why they didn't do the heel turn that night. But I think, Mr. Ransom, is that time where we need to wrap this one up so we can move on to the next one, because we do have some other stuff to talk about. Other things are happening in wrestling that I think bear
witness.
Burrito, next episode.